I am so excited to share with you my two favorite products that Norwex has. The first one is our Envirocloth and the second one is our window cloth. The first thing about our Envirocloth is that our microfiber is 1/200th of a human hair. Now, normal microfiber only has to be 1/6 of a human hair in order to be classified as microfiber. So that tells you how finite our fibers are within the cloth. The second thing is that our cloths have over 3 million meters of microfiber in each cloth. So you can tell that there's going to be a ton of microfiber that is so condensedly packed into this cloth that will give you much more cleaning power when you're trying to clean up those greasy, grimy surfaces. Now, the third thing that makes our microfiber cloth so special is that we have what's called backlock. And what backlock is microsilver. And that microsilver is embedded into the microfiber during the production process. Now, our microsilver, what that does is creates an environment where bacteria cannot grow. So it inhibits the growth of mold, mildew, and bacteria. So our cloths will never, ever get that smell. And we all know what that smell is. Okay, folks, I know you've been waiting for it, so I'm going to show you the famous butter demo. Now, what we do is we're just going to take some regular butter and create two surfaces here because I'm going to do a comparison for you. So I'm just smearing this butter on the window in two different spots. Okay? Easy peasy. Just going to wipe my fingers off. Now, I'm going to take a normal glass cleaner that you would purchase in the stores and some paper towel. That is what I would usually clean a window with before I found Norwex. So I'm just going to give it a spray once it's opened. Okay, and I'm just going to wipe the surface. And as you can see, you can still see that there's a greasy residue built up over the surface. It's not cleaning it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Envirocloth and my window cloth and do the other side. Okay, and then I'm just going to go behind it with my Envirocloth or my window cloth. And you can clearly see the difference between the two. Okay, so now not only am I going to do that, but I'm going to finish off this job that the glass cleaner couldn't. And there you go, you have a perfect shiny surface that you can see through. The best part. Oh my gosh, guys, I used to use these in my house everywhere because it said that they killed 99.99% of flu viruses and colds. So I have two kids, and anytime they would get sick, I would go around and run around like a crazy woman, wiping all the handles because I didn't want anyone else to get sick. But then when I started with Norwex, I actually started to read the directions on a lot of these products. Did you know that you have to leave enough wipes on the surface for 10 minutes, and it has to remain on there for 10 minutes before it will actually start to kill any bacteria? Because when you hear the word disinfecting, you have to disinfect with either a chemical or heat. So you have to have that chemical long enough on the surface in order for it to pick anything up. Who does that? I don't. So the other thing is that when you finish using these, you're supposed to go right behind it and clean the surface with water, so that you can remove any chemicals that have been left behind. Who does that? I didn't. Okay, now, here you're gonna see living proof. This is like mind-blowing, okay? So a lot of people ask me, what about cross-contamination, Kim? So I'm going to show you how the Norwex Envirocloth can clean up the germs and bacteria off of a surface better than any disinfecting wipe on the market. So what I'm going to use is this glow germ, okay? And I'm just going to sprinkle it onto the surface. Now, glow germ is used in healthcare facilities and in schools to teach healthcare workers and children how to wash their hands properly. So I'm just going to smush it around the surface. And this glow germ is essentially going to mimic some bacteria or other food product that we're trying to clean off of our surface. So I'm just going to take one of our disinfecting wipes. Okay, now I'm going to shut the light off here because I'm going to be using what's called a black light. And anything that is a germ will glow, okay? So I'm going to show you by wiping the surface with this disinfecting wipe what is happening. So what you see here is that this is just simply moving all of the bacteria around. It's not, well, it's picking some up, but it's not removing it from the surface as it claims to do. Now, I'm going to take our Norwex cloth, Envirocloth, and I'm showing you how well it cleans the surface. Pretty amazing, huh? And it did pick up everything off of there, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this disinfecting wipe and place it back on the surface to show you that if I was to move this cloth and wipe another surface, what it's going to do. It's going to put the stuff back on the surface, which is essentially what cross-contamination is. Now I'm going to use the same Norwex cloth that I cleaned up before to re-clean the surface. Okay, all the stuff there, and I'm going to wipe back on the surface to show you that it doesn't go back on. How do you spell amazing? I spell it Norwex.